Lynette here with Charm Grammy Crochet, and welcome again to my yarn room. Today's tutorial, or not tutorial, today's video, I rarely do tutorials, there's a reason for that. Anyway, today's video is two things. National Crochet Month Challenge issued by Ola Jo, the Crocheting Sailor. I will link her channel in the description box below, and I want to participate in that. And then a new finished object that I have that was a whip yesterday. So as I said, welcome to the yarn room. If you're new here, this is my yarn room, and I occasionally do videos in here when it's clean, and it's clean, so we're going to do videos in here. I don't have yarn all over the floor in bags that isn't put away, and that's a good thing. It really makes me love being in here. It's a small room. It looks like it's got a lot of stuff in it. It does, but it's a small room, so when one or two, yarn hauls come in that don't get put away, it's very cluttered and messy, and then it makes me not like being in here. But everything's put away now until the next haul comes. Don't tell anyone. And if you've been around, you've seen it, and you like being in here with me too. So thanks for coming again. Now, who is Ola Jo? Ola Jo, the Crocheting Sailor. Everybody knows who she is. And she has, I guess, March is National Crochet Month, and Ola Jo put out a challenge, one thing for every day of the month, and apparently you're supposed to do a video every day if you video. Well, I have a lot of stuff coming up this month. At the beginning, for the first 12 or 13 days of the month, I'm going to be really, really busy. Today is March 3rd, and I just heard of this as of, I think, yesterday. I didn't know there was such a challenge, so I'm a little late to the game. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way I'm doing a video every day. I would love to sit and chat with you every day. I just know that that's not going to happen. This video is probably going to go out tomorrow on the 4th. So maybe I'll include the 4th. Okay, let's do that. So I will probably batch and go through a couple of days at one time. My husband is having knee surgery again on the 12th. I work several part-time jobs, and I'm trying to fit most of that work in before the 12th. A couple of them I work from home. One I will do, and those two I can do while he's sick, recovering. But he's going to be stuck up here on the second floor of our house, and everything else is downstairs, like the kitchen. The bathroom is up here. That's why he's going to be stuck up here. While he can't do stairs, while he's going to be up here. And so I'll spend a lot of time with him up here, so he's not alone and sad and lonely. I mean, probably too much time, and he'll be saying, why don't you just go downstairs and leave me alone for a while? I think that's how it was with the first knee. Because we're going to be in one room together. My daughter, or my granddaughter, or somebody, is going to bring the chair up, the recliner, bring it back up, and he'll be living in that for the first couple of weeks. Because it's more comfortable in the recliner and it goes almost flat, than in the bed. Getting in and out of the bed is not easy for the first couple of weeks after knee surgery. At least it wasn't the first time. So we have it down to a T now, except this is his dominant leg, so it's going to be a little worse. So cross your fingers for him, say a little prayer that he does okay. So anyway, I have to get some of my jobs that I work, one specifically, I have to get in all my time at the beginning of the month, before the whole month's worth at the beginning of the month, which is a good thing. I only have to work 8 days a month at that place. So I got to do that, and I'll be tired from that, and still try to keep up with the other jobs as well, and do YouTube videos, and the YouTube is what suffers when that kind of stuff happens, because the other things pay the bills. This just is my fun and relaxation. So that being said, I will group these videos, at least until my husband is a little more self until he's over the hump. The first couple of days after surgery are pretty stressful, for him. You know, I mean, he's in a great deal of pain. So, that being said, I don't know how many videos I'll put after his surgery for the first week or so, and then I might just be there continuously after that when he's getting around a little better and feeling a little better. But anyway, that's enough of that personal life stuff. I'm just letting you know where we're going through the month of doing the videos every month for this challenge. I will try to get everything done, but it's going to be in just a few videos. So on the first, we were supposed to meet the maker. I'm not quite sure what that means, if I'm supposed to meet someone that is a maker. Well, that ship has sailed because it's already past the first of the month. I did not meet any makers on the first of the month, outside of my friends in Zoom, which I don't even think I talked to them on that day. But last month, I met in person for the first time ever, Lynette from Nina's Knots Crochet. I met her. I see her all the time in Zoom, but I met her for the first time in person last month. And I spent an entire week with Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too. And I spent an afternoon with Billy, the Crafty Floridian, and they all make stuff. They all have had their own, designs made. So I'm just going to say that my overachieving last month is going to have to count for the first of this month. Unless the Meet the Maker means the maker of the podcast, which would be me. And I'm just supposed to introduce that I'm doing this. If that's the case, hey, I'm in. So number 2 is, I think, whip. So I'm going to say it means work on a whip. Well, I did that. And I will show you that in just a moment, because now it's a finished project. And so we're going to do that all at one time. So day number 2 is the whip, which is now done. Day number 3, which is today, is favorite stitch. So my favorite stitch to crochet is a half double crochet. It's simple, it's quick, and it's not too tiny. I really like it. If you're talking stitch pattern, I really love, and I haven't done it in a long time, the virus stitch. Make a virus shawl or a virus meets granny blanket or something like that. I just think that is so pretty. That is one of my favorite stitches to crochet as far as stitch patterns go. I know it's like 7 rows of repeats, but to get one section done, I think it's 7, maybe it's 9 or 12. I don't remember. It's been a couple of years since I've done anything in the virus stitch, but I totally love that stitch. I think it's beautiful when it's crocheted. That's the favorite stitch pattern that I've actually done. There are a lot of stitch patterns that I would love to do that I've never done, that I think could be a favorite if I ever figured them out. One would be the herringbone stitch. I know Nancy at She's Got Yarn, she does the herringbone stitch all the time. I think I've attempted it once a long time ago. Couldn't figure it out. I could probably figure it out now. I have a better idea what to do. I haven't come across anything that I was making where the pattern called for it. So I haven't tried it again. Another stitch that I've also wanted to learn that I think would be a gorgeous and one of my favorites for summertime would be Solomon's Knot. I've seen some beautiful things made with that. It's real lacy. I like lacy stitches. I like things that are like shawls that are lacy and beautiful like that. I don't generally make things out of that stuff. No particular reason. I don't know. But I have attempted to make the Solomon's Knot years ago. when I was a new crocheter, and I was just lost in the fabric of it. Uh, I wasn't skillful enough. I'm going to use the word skillful. Uh, Educated enough, maybe experienced for sure, to really be able to look at the pattern and see what part of the stitch I need, where I'm at in the material as it's going, as you're making the material. Solomon's knot has a lot of loops, and I was always in the wrong loop. Like I needed, and so my fabric was never straight. It was kind of, and now I think I would again do better at that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in the 30 days long here, it's going to be try something that you wanted to learn, and maybe I would do that. So try something, for tomorrow, try something I'd like to try. Look at that, I just talked about it. Maybe I will try to stitch pattern. I don't know. I work tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have time for that tomorrow, but maybe sometime throughout the month I will try to do that one. Like I said, I'm going to try to do them all, but I'm not sure if I'm going to make it all correct. So for day 4, it's try something I'd like to try. I thought I read that in there somewhere. Maybe I will like to try the Solomon's knot again, but I really don't have anything to make it with. I mean, like in mind that I would use that stitch for right now, because I have too many other things in mind. But maybe I would just try a swatch of it just to see. Okay, so my finished object. Pamela from Pamela's Adoring Crochet asked me, she emailed me when I was on vacation, and I got the email when I came back, and asked if I would test this pattern for her. It is her, oh, there it is, hanging crochet kitchen towel. And so I said, sure, I will do that. Now, if you look real close, you can see that there is a variation. This one does not have surface crochet on it, and this one does. I did not do the surface crochet. I love surface crochet. I think it's really cool looking. I did not do the surface crochet simply because I was being cheap with my yarn. And it didn't look well. I used, well, let me show you my finished project. This is my towel. There you can see it all. And I used these, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. And I have to tell you, I don't like slip stitches. I really hate slip stitching in a pattern. But this is I have double crochet in a slip stitch to do most of this. And look at that stitch. You guys, I love it. And it could be one of my new favorite stitches. I even got used to doing I got like on a roll with the slip stitch. And I thought, I don't so much hate these slip stitches anymore. But I was kind of saying a few not nice things to Pamela about all the slip stitching until I got into it, man. So I got into it. Like, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. This ain't bad. I can do this. I can do this. So when I first read the pattern, I'm like, is she crazy, all these slip stitches? But I'm telling you, she knew what she was doing. Look at that. It is just gorgeous, isn't it? It's like texture, but yet, and solid. Like, if you wanted to make a top with that pattern, you don't have to wear a tank top underneath it because there aren't holes to see your bra through. You know what I mean? And it's, well, the yarn is soft because I love this cotton, and I love this cotton is a very soft yarn. But I loved it. And I really love that stitch because I like a little bit of a texture without holes. I like to do the double crochet stitch where you connected. I can't think of what they call it. There's an actual term, but you go in like to the side when you're doing your half double crochets. And I made Ari's sweater out of that, my granddaughter's sweater, using that stitch so that there wouldn't be the holes when you make double crochet stitches. you always get like the space between them. And I'm sorry, she's 12. I don't want her walking around with the space. And people seeing her bare skin in her, in the middle of winter, she'd be chilly, and at least here. And I don't want her bra showing and stuff like that when she moves, because the double crochet has holes. So you do that where you can bind it together, and then you've got a really nice solid fabric, and it's pretty, and it's got extra texture to it. I'd really like that, and this reminds me of that. I totally love this, and totally love the stitch she used. Now, this is I had a lot of it, so I definitely could. I used one full skein to make the, on the variegated, and it is in the color, let's see, I love this cotton, Delicate. This color is called Delicate, and I do have a lot of it, so I could have done that surface crochet, and I took my I had like literally 18 inches of yarn left over from this, and I thought, well, let me see what the surface crochet looks like on it. If it looks good enough, I will add it. There are on here, let me turn it the right way so I could read it. Oh, it's 3 ounces, 85 grams, 153 yards, 140 meters, 100% cotton. So the green color is right here. Now this is the skein that I used. Not much in the solid green was used. That one is called, oh sure, I really didn't want to have to take her back out. Pistachio. Now it's 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 180 yards, 165 meters. So it's a bigger skein. And I wanted the contrast in the, like, I already knew I was going to do that when I started this. I thought, well, I'm going to make, it'll be too busy if I use the variegated yarn to do the whole thing. So I knew I was going to separate them. But the greens match so well, and believe it or not, there's a lot of length. It doesn't look like there's big length, but when I started crocheting across here, the lime greens, you can't even tell. Like I'm crocheting, and I got, I used up the whole 18 inches or whatever I had left over, and I had it in there, and you couldn't see it. Like it blended in so well into the green. I'm like, never mind. I'm not gonna do it. So I left it just like this, and this matches my bathroom, my kitchen. My kitchen is in a lime green. I know it sounds terrible, but the walls, there's not a lot of wall space in my kitchen. It's a tall kitchen, but half of the wall is wood, wainscoting, or like shoulder height, and then the there's a backsplash, and it's not, none of the rooms in this house are big. So by the time you put the cupboards up and down and the backsplash against that wall, I think the wall with the sink doesn't have any paint on it. It's just all cupboards and backsplash and sink, and then there's a wall full of windows, so you get like this much green at the top, and then there's a door, and then there's my stove. The biggest wall with the most green on it has freestanding shelves and a refrigerator, so you don't see much of the green, but it's bright and cheery, and it is literally a lime green, and I love it. I love it a lot, actually. So don't make fun. Don't make fun, okay? So when I was making it, I just wanted to say I used my wool genie that Laura from Mammy's Crochet and Farming gave me, and those cotton skeins fit on there so nice. And when I was done with them, I put the label back on. Well, I put the label back on this one, and you can't even tell that I disturbed that skein of yarn. Isn't that awesome? I wanted to tell you that because I thought, what a great little tip. If you're using these, now I can pull that back out of there, stick it right back on this thing. And it spins and it does its thing to let you have the yarn without any mess and fuss. But your yarn isn't collapsing on itself. It was easy to get back in the ball band and put back in my bag because I have other colors, so it goes back in the bag with the others that it matches. If I have no other skeins left of a yarn, then it goes in my scrap dresser. I literally have a dresser full of scraps. But it goes in there. If I have more, then it goes with them because you might need that, and I actually would most likely start the project with the scrap. In case I don't need it, then I don't have two scraps of the same yarn. That's my philosophy on that. I don't know what you guys do with your scraps when you have more. I always put it back if I have more. Do you do that? Or do you throw it in the scrap bin? Because, if you throw it in the scrap bin, my theory is the next time I go to use that yarn, I will have used up the scrap. And the next time I go to use that yarn, I'm going to be, this much too short, and I already threw the scraps away. Or, used them. I don't throw them away. The 18-inch scrap is going in those kind of scraps go in to be stuffing. And I do stuff things with them. I'll get a bag full, and those little minis and stuff, I'll stuff right in there. So that's what I do. So that is my video for today, you guys. So that takes care of the first, second, and third, and I'm not sure about the fourth. That I cannot. Where did my little paper go? I can't lose that, or I've been lost for the whole month. Yeah. So the fourth says something I'd like to try. Well, I did talk about things that I'd like to try. I just haven't tried it. I would like to try again the Solomon's knot and the herringbone stitch. I would like. No, I have tried like a tapestry. And I don't really know what so much is the difference between tapestry and mosaic. But I think I have tried both of those. I haven't ever done. I have tried Tunisian, and I enjoyed that. I have tried knitting, and I enjoy that. I have not tried weaving, and I would like to try that. I would like to make one of those like braided rugs out of fabric. My mom used to get this fabric like 2 inches, and she had, I think, about an 11 or 15-inch plastic crochet hook, and she would make baskets out of the fabric. I would like to do that and make rugs. Like she would make a basket just like you would crochet any basket, magic circle kind of thing, and then 6 and then 12 and 18 and whatever, and then go up the sides. And she made Easter baskets, and she made notion kind of baskets, that sometimes she would put flowers in them, sometimes they would hold other things. And she would crochet a big handle, and it would have a big bow made out of the same fabric or coordinating fabrics. That was, back in the probably 80s. Y'all probably remember seeing that stuff. But I recently saw someone, I think they were making strips of fabric like that. And she used to buy the strip. You could buy the strips, but you could also make them. And putting them together was so easy. When your strip ran out, you would just lay it over the other strip and continue going. Like overlap the two strips and continue to go. But I would like to try a rug. that is something different that I would like to try. I don't know. Maybe when I'm retired. Maybe then. Uh, but at some point you would need a pretty good sized space to lay it on because I think it would get heavy. So you'd have to like crochet at the dining room table or kitchen table kind of thing because I think it would get heavy and you'd want it to be kind of tightly done. So crocheting on the, on your lap. I'm picturing an oval rug on my lap and trying to crochet that. You'd have to put it on the table. But I would like to try that. I think that would be really cool to have those in my camper. You could just throw them in the washer, I would think. I don't know. Maybe you would have to sew the fabrics together if you were going to throw them in a washer. But who the heck wants to hand wash a rug? God, I wouldn't do that. So maybe I would sew fabric together to get it instead of just overlapping like my mom did. I don't know. But maybe one day I will do that. Let me know if you've ever done anything like that or if you remember those baskets. I bet a lot of you do. They were kind of cool. And, they're doing all these craft fairs all the time. I see all these YouTube videos where people are getting ready for their craft markets. I wonder if some of those, and they're usually all younger people, and they're doing amigurumis out of plush yarn, which I think is adorable. And I'm getting into that too. I like making yummies anyway, but the plush yarn, I just bought a bunch of it to make yummies out of. Well, not a bunch, but a little. Some. Anyway, whole nother tangent. But I wonder what they would think of those kind of baskets. I don't know. That might be like restart a new trend of your market day stuff. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that too. I'm not planning on doing a market day though. No. Okay, I'm done. I am done for today. And like I said, you'll probably see this on the 4th. So we covered things that I'd like to try for the 4th. So the first 4 days in the books, and we'll start at day number 5 in the next video, whenever that comes out. In the meantime, have a really good rest of your day, week, or whatever until I see you again. See you, bye.